I don't think it really matters much to anybody, and I might not even use this little segment, but tools. In the winter, I don't work on building guitars and other woodwork because my shop is out in my garage. And as I said earlier, we've had -40 with wind chill this week regularly. It's just too cold to work out there in the winter. So I'll be getting some heating out in my garage shop at some point. But it's one of those jobs you just don't get around to. So basically, for the last few years, I just don't do any real woodworking between November and basically mid-March or beginning of April. It's just too cold out there. Fortunately, my electronic shop is in my basement. It's nice and warm, and I never have a shortage of things to do. So about the tools. In my wood shop, I have my grandfather immigrated to Canada in the late 1920s or early 1930s, and he was a carpenter. The first thing he did when he came here, he came to settle, he built himself a toolbox, a big tool chest, and outfitted it with tools. Well, I've inherited that, so that's 90 years old now, and there's lots of old tools in it. So some of those tools I actually still use. I get a real kick out of it. It's my grandpa passed away when I was very young, and I never really did get to know him, but it's kind of like having a connection to my family that way. So some of those tools I use, and some of them I don't, but it's out in my wood shop, and I really enjoy having it there. So my mother-in-law, her aunt, and she had an aunt and uncle that were very important to her, and her uncle passed away quite a long time ago, and her aunt just passed away not too many years ago, maybe I guess about 8 or 9 now. Anyway, my mother-in-law moved to downsized, sold her house and moved to a condo, and she had a bunch of tools in her garage, and she gave me. So she sent me all of these tools, or I picked them up from her. And these belong to Mac, her uncle, who was like a father to her. So I have a bunch of Mac's tools and a bunch of my grandfather's tools. And I just kind of really feel like that's keeping a connection to the generations that have gone before us. I always think about those people, and I'm grateful for these things when I use them. It's just a pair of pliers, but